All right, everybody. Hope everybody's chilling. I'm sitting here and waiting on the load, so I'm gonna do a little story time while I wait. This story time is back in the mid '80s, so this is gonna show my age a little bit, but here goes the story. It's called Joyride, but it really wasn't a joyride at all. Me and a couple of my partners, one Saturday, I would say, we was chilling, trying to get into a little something, and we decided to hold on, y'all. We decided to see if we can get a ride to a skating rink in St. Louis called Saint Skating Rink. So a partner of mine, it was me, a partner named Tony, and a partner named Frank. We finally get a ride, which was which was Tony's mother. She took us up to the skating rink. So before we got there, we had to go in. You had to put on your St. Louis apparel before you got there because you want to go to Saint. You kind of want to jump fresh. So back then, you had some heavy starched, um, heavy starched Levi's and with your Chuck Taylors. A nice little shirt, and you pretty much felt G'd up, and it had to be heavy starch. You had to have that. You had to have that crease straight down the middle where you probably cut your finger on it. But it was heavy starch jeans. Like I said, you had your Chuck Taylors. And I think at that time, I think Nada Cup might have been the shirts that we might have been wearing around that time, or Polo. Polo's been around that long that time. And Nada, I can't say Tommy Hilfiger was, but you pretty much felt G'd up around that time. So anyway, go to Saint skating rink. Go out there, we kick it, having fun, this and that, the others. So when you leave Saints, everybody trying to find their rides and this and that, the other. So we ran across another partner of mine, Marshall, and he was with his cousin Paul. Now Paul stayed in trouble, or trouble just happened to find Paul. I don't know which one it was, but he was. This seemed like he was always in and out of something. So my partner Tony, his mom's kind of picked us up. So he was like, man, said, why don't you and Frank ride with Marshall and Paul? Paul was driving. Why don't you ride with them? Since y'all stay around the same area, he can just drop y'all off. Just save his mother some time. I was a little hesitant, but I was like, do make sense. But like I said, Paul just stayed into too much stuff. But I was like, all right, man. So we were like, all right, cool. So Marshall was like, yeah, man, ride with us. We gonna go and do our thing. We're like, all right, bet. So it was a two-door. I don't know if it was a Monte Carlo or whatever it was, but it was definitely a two-door car. I got in behind Paul. He was driving. And I got back behind him. And Frank got behind Marshall. Everything was cool. We leaving out the parking lot. You know how you leaving out, you hollering at people, this and that, the other. So we get on the strip to go home. Paul riding, honking his horn, hanging out the window, yelling this and that, the other. So I'm like, man, I'm just chilling. I'm like, man, I'm just glad he can drive. I'm like, cool, we finna go to the crib. He got out there humping, bum, 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 hanging out the window, hollering at girls and stuff. Only thing I heard was, boo! I was like, oh, shit. And Paul hit the gas. Boom. Now we gone. I'm just, oh, man, we back in that, man. We just, please, man, Paul, please stop, man. Let's out this car. Man, we flying through neighborhoods like some scene off a movie or something. We flying through neighborhoods. You feel like you can feel the doggone muffler hitting the concrete. We just jumping street, man. I just knew we were dead. I just knew either we were gonna die or something. Frank was steady pleading with him, man. Let us out, man. We good. Let us out. He was like, man, Paul was like, man, I'm gonna let us get close to the crib. We're gonna ditch the car, man. I'm thinking, damn, how you gonna ditch the car? We're in the back seat. It's a two-door. Yeah, you and Marshall get out, but we kind of stuck. Anyway, he just kept on going, man. I don't know, he did wind up outrunning the police, and we got so close to our crib, and we just begged. He finally let us out. Now, if anybody know, I want to say it was Hodemont. I can't remember the exact street, but it wasn't that far from where me and Frank lived. He finally pulled over. He let us out, man. I tell y'all, that was the scary. Oh, I got to backtrack because I forgot the key part. When we got in the car, I know Frank was looking. He was looking at me, trying to get me to look up front. I'm thinking, what the hell? So, I finally eased up and I kind of looked up front, man, and I noticed a damn screwdriver in the steering column. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, man, just, it was like, hell, we already in. I know they ain't going to let us out. I don't know how we going to get to the crib. So we just hopefully, that we could just make it without it being an incident or accident or whatever the case may be. We just hoping and praying that just get there. But like I said, then we went through the wild. He just wilding out. Police get behind us, chasing us through neighborhoods and this and that, the other. But when we got out that car, man, I was like, damn. I was like, man, just thank God that we made it without us having no accident and hurting one another or whatever the case may be. But I think that was the last time I ever went anywhere without securing me a ride back home, or either I just didn't go. Y'all, so that's my story, and I'm gonna stick with it.